like a DUI driver at this point. So they had those gang units that were involved in this. They backed out because, as we've talked about before, when you're in a pursuit, you want a full-fledged light bar, black and white, no questions that this person is being chased patrol unit. So they swapped those out. And now that's who's behind it, is the Wilshire patrol units here that are taking this over. So it's unclear if the gang units had any knowledge of this person prior, or if they just were in the area and picked it up. But they've not given it up. There are 2 helicopters overhead. They were in tracking for a moment. They are not anymore. This is obviously a full-blown pursuit now.
Yeah, Mike, my guess is they're not going to give it up now. We've seen some erratic behavior just in the last minute or so here as this car's made
a
crazy U-turn, picked up speed,
Guess
went into opposite
Rubber
lanes
went
of traffic.
early.
And of course, the black and white right
we got
behind
a car
them there,
chase, so I figured,
sure,
what the hell?
they don't get
Let's
away.
hit that live button.
Yeah, making sure they don't get away and keeping them pretty close on the tail there. You saw them with that light. They just turned it off, but that patrol car had its left spotlight.
Well, hello.
To see inside of the car.
I figured I'd go ahead and hit that live button early. We'll do our intro and all that in a minute.
It does look pretty
we'll just
tinted,
watch
though.
this chase for a minute.
Every now and again,
crime time, right?
Oh, maybe a pit maneuver.
Hello, Ava.
Could this be happening on a residential
How
street?
is everybody?
Wow. They were going to go for it there, but
they were driving through a parking lot just a minute ago.
We heard that as well, that they were.
They don't have no lights on.
Back more towards the Mid-Wilshire area.
Mike, the lights went out. No.
See, he's already gone through parking lot.
So close to do a
we have a crazy nutter.
And it's like the driver, making these last-minute erratic moves just kind of stops that from happening.
Well, police are becoming more aggressive too, right?
You've
Mike?
been waiting.
So when something like this happens,
well, thank
then
you
they
for
become
waiting, Ava.
just a
I'm
little more
glad you're
aggressive, hoping
here.
that they could keep a distance.
Yeah, and I want to point something out.
We watch this for a minute, then we'll get into some true crime.
The want was DUI, which in and of itself is serious for sure. But it is
turn it down a little bit more.
I
got the fire stuff pulled up. I was gonna go live a little bit early and talk to y'all about the fire, the last that Hio had put out. I did find a little stream for that to give more info on that.
So while the official want right now is DUI, there may be information being shared behind the scenes between the watch commanders, other officers in the division, or other officers in the region that have dealt with this person before that maybe have some additional information.
It's really
well, we appreciate you, Ava. We enjoy you being here, love. We really do. I know Hio and I enjoy your company. It's always good just hanging around, Hey, Cindy, over in Vertical. We're going to watch this chase for a minute and see what's going on. They've been driving through parking lots and all kinds of crazy places. So I figured we just watch this for a few minutes before we get into crime. Oh, and we got people standing out there with cell phones. That is so intelligent, y'all. We're going to stand out there with our telephones and we're going to watch and record this because we're in no chance going to be hit by a car while we're doing that, right? Right.
District, we're just west of downtown LA. Just very strange driving. Again,
very strange driving.
Just kind of like slamming on the brakes.
Not Hio in the duck pond.
Very erratic, to say the least.
Mustang. Oh yeah, I did see Mustang. I had her up already. We got Cindy over in Vertical. It's okay, Cindy. You can be anywhere you want to be so long as you're here. Ava says, hi, Cindy.
Not really have the advantage of the helicopter overhead, but yeah, they are, aggressively right back there. I can't tell if they were trying to do a pit maneuver, or if they were almost just looked like they were trying to get.
And look, we have more people standing out on the street.
And you think he was kind of privy to it.
There we go. Now you're in a position. Dude, put the car in park before you get out. What in the actual?
Really just taunting the police here definitely makes you wonder about, a different state of mind.
What is this guy doing? But he's on rugs. He's doing a jig. He's dancing.
Acting very weird. LAPD is not going to want to approach the suspect when they're
right. LAPD is not going to want to approach this dude. They're going to be like, nope, we're out.
I think it is. And okay, here we go.
Look,
get him on the ground. So
compliant.
Wow, definitely curious about the DUI situation there or what was going on. But,
okay, guys.
Yeah, they managed to come in.
He was drunk.
Incident. They're going to clear the vehicle now.
He was drunk. Weirdos out there, guys. Weirdos out there. Weirdos in the world. So anyways, hi, welcome in. Let's get ready to roll. Y'all ready? Y'all ready?
Ramada room welcomes all. Thanks for stopping by, answering the call. Ups and downs are normal for some of us. Many days I beg to get off this life bus. Neon lights flicker, my shadow on the wall. Dreams on the ceiling, we run and then we fall. Sharing stories over paper cups. Wheels keep turning, but never enough. Life's a ride on a rickety old track, holding on tight, never looking back. In the rubber Ramada room, we confide, laugh, cry, love in this crazy ride. Dusty postcards from the edge of nowhere, heartbeats echo in the electric air. We dance on tables without to wait, cry in the rubber Ramada room, we're all high.
Welcome in, everybody. We're all going to gather around our duck pond. We're going to get out our little, our stress ducks or whatever you may have. You can grab a towel, you can, whatever. We don't throw things at our computer monitors. We're going to keep that to a minimum tonight. We're going to keep all the throwing and the, you know, you can throw tomatoes in chat. You can throw rocks in chat and everything. We're going to keep our hands off our monitors. I'm not going to punch my monitor tonight. I have my stress duck. My extra one's in the back, just in case. But real quick, what I want to do is Hio left us hanging with the fire. So Hio left us hanging. You don't know my life. You don't know. What do you mean by that, girlfriend? What do you mean? So what I want to do is Hio left us hanging. So it's okay. We don't mind. So we're going to go over here. And we're going to watch. I have 10 minutes. There's a 10-minute video. Let's see. We're going to do this, and we're going to hit play. And we're going to check out what's going on with this fire real quick. Throwing stuff at your PC. Yeah, see, not that I would. Well, yeah, I would. But stress ducks, they work well. All right, let's check out this fire real quick. This is about 10 minutes, and it's going to tell us a little bit more about it and the structure fire. Ooh, my words are not there tonight. This is going to be fun. Ramada to the rescue. Yep, we're going to be cool tonight.
Good evening. Just before 10 o'clock this evening, crews were called to the Lehigh Valley Hospital after a fire did break out near the Orthopedic Institute.
It's an Orthopedic Institute in Dixon City, Pennsylvania, is where this is at.
Side of the hospital. Now it does seem to look like it is starting from the back and it worked its way forward. The crews are working to just try and get this fire under control. Right now they're working towards the back of the hospital on the orthopedic side as they try to get the situation under control. As I said before, so far there are no words on injuries. As I was coming up to the scene, you could see they did have a few patients coming down the street on wheelchairs just trying to get some of the people out of the hospital. Now, as I pulled up, they did have the electricity still on. They have since shut off all of the electricity in the hospital. Main Street here in Dixon City is shut down from Viewmont Drive through the back access road where Emergency Ruse has set up a perimeter.
One of my fears that I was thinking about was this being a hospital, they're going to have oxygen tanks and all that stuff in there too. So this could be extremely dangerous. I mean, it's already bad. Not going to lie, it's bad. But my mind went to all the oxygen tanks.
So we're seeing a heavy emergency response right now on the scene as fires continue to do their work.
And Heidi, I understand that patients in the hospital have been evacuated as a safety precaution. I know you mentioned just now that you did see some patients. Do you know where they're being taken? Are they taken away in other ambulances? Are they going to different facilities?
on my way up here, I did see ambulances going up and
Oh,
down the
no.
street. I am not sure yet on where these patients are being taken as of right now. We have not gotten word from any of the crews. As I said, they are working and have not been able to speak to us so far.
Now, this is a huge fire, and I understand that there's a lot of firefighters from different areas in there. What can you see? Who can you tell us is showing up to the scene to provide them some assistance so they get that fire under control?
Okay, see, Teresa, you just maybe give it a thought. Walking Dead, wasn't there a hospital involved in The Walking Dead? I mean, it was a disaster TV show. I don't know why my mind went there, y'all. It's like Squirrel Moment or something. I don't know why my mind went there.
Absolutely. Multiple crews are on the scene. As I said before, I did see Dixon City. I know that Jessup is here also. We have not been able to get close enough to these fire trucks to see. There were many people in the parking lot before. I was actually in the parking lot trying to get some video. They have since pushed everyone back. I'm unsure of all of the crews that are here, but we know that there are multiple crews from the area that are working hard to get this fire under control.
Now, I know you arrived there. We're one of the first of our reporters on the scene there, and I know it was challenging getting there because a lot of the streets are blocked off. I mean, that's a busy area.
Absolutely. As I was coming down on Main Street, they
Good
did have
knowledge.
that Main Street blocked off. I had to go up through Dixon City on the Scranton Carbondale Highway, come down some back roads. I was on Scott Street, and then they did have most of Main Ave shut down. I had to pull onto an alley and just try and find a side street.
I know this is a recently built hospital. I know that they were talking about that it was a recently built hospital, like just 6 years ago or something like that.
Street, the parking and little park areas, known hospital. I have not gotten the chance to speak with anyone. I did get here around 10:30 and just trying to hike up and get to the scene. I did not get to speak with anyone just yet, but I'm sure I will, and I will keep you guys updated as I get to speak with more people.
Heidi, can you just describe it? Because I've seen stuff, pictures online, and even some from our own staff members here of just how visible the flames were from far away through the valley.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is let's see, we're going to share this tab instead. These are a couple of videos I found on Facebook.
We're here in Dixon City, where earlier tonight, the Lehigh Valley Hospital along Main Street.
I believe they said that there was 77 patients that they were moving out. And I don't think there was any like fatalities or anything that I heard of yet. So
Caught fire. Part of the orthopedic, looks like the fire started near the orthopedic side of the building. They evacuated them. All the patients that were here, 77 patients according to the Lackawanna County EMA director. I'm going to just kind of show you around here. There's crews from all over, state police, EMS, local fire departments. We have crews here we're going to bring you the latest as the information becomes available to us. It's very, very cold, but fire crews are doing a great job trying to put this fire out. We also did hear an explosion before. This is a hospital. There are oxygen tanks. We're not sure what caused it, but we'll bring you the latest as it becomes available to us on Newswatch.
bless her heart, she got a runny nose from standing out there in the cold. This was a view from far back. You can see the smoke coming across the freeway. Somebody videoed it. Yeah, there was a couple. Let's see. There was one that was pretty good. Let's see. Well, not pretty good. That's such a wrong wording to use. Here we go. These are, what a horrible, horrible thing to be at a hospital and have that happen. Yeah, see, oxygen exploded. See, and that's what first thing I was thinking was oxygen. So, and I hadn't watched those. I just pulled up a few different ones just to, you know, be able to give to y'all what we got left behind on. Love you, Hio. It's okay. I'll pick up where you left off. And to be honest, I had the Savannah Guthrie mom stuff pulled up, but Hio covered it. So we're not going to do it. We're going to skip over that because she said exactly what I was going to say. But let's get to it. Let's see, share this tab instead. Okay. We're going to review a couple food things first, just because food is weird, okay? They're going to add, hold up. What did they
introducing a new ingredient?
They're going to add ingredients to tortillas in California to make you healthier. So if you live in California, listen up. You're going to have healthier tortillas, of all things. I don't know. It is. It's a tag team thing. It's like tag team wrestling. Hio pops in, does her thing, pops out. I pop in, pick up where she left off.
And check this out.
And hang on, I'm gonna change my screen because I don't like this one. There we go. Okay, I like the square better. I don't know why. It's the edges, the direct edges. I don't know. No, thank you. You like your homemade tortillas? Well, you know, I'm cheap and lazy when it comes to tortillas. And yeah, I buy them at the store. But I don't live in California. I'm in Texas. So this is for California. I don't know if they're going to implement this other places. And good to see you, Maria. I didn't think you were showing up tonight. Hi, honey.
There is a new law in California introducing a new ingredient to tortillas. So that state law, effective January 1st.
Knock, knock. Okay, I'm ready. Oh, who's there? See, look, I can't even do it anymore. I was gone for freaking 9 weeks and I don't even remember how to stream anymore. Okay, who's there? Olive. Olive who? Maria's learning to type faster because of me. I love you a whole lot. Oh, Maria, I love you too. You've always been a sweetheart. You always have. I appreciate you always being here when you can. You're gonna say flour tortillas or so. See, I don't. Okay, and see, and I have one of those things where you put the little ball in it and you press it down, the little tortilla, the cast iron thing. I can't think of what it's called. My mind's not working. The little thing that presses it down. What, Maria, help. What's it called? That thing that you put the ball of masa on and you go and it smashes it. What's it called? Somebody help me. A tortilla press? I don't know. Something like that. But I have one, but a tortillera? Spanish words are hard for me. Just roll. See, okay, look, that's the word. I can't say it, but I'm going to pop it up there just in case. And Cindy says, nah, she's just going to use a rolling pin. I tortillera. Tortillera. Yeah. See, Maria, I can roll some R's for you. I can do that. But speaking it fluently, see, my words can't even work anyways. Fluently, it's not working. Tortillera. Okay, see, I got it. Tortillera. Okay. Wow, look at me go. Look at me go. And I didn't even have to have my duck for that one. But I will tell you what I used it for, since we are on a subject of food and we are talking about Mexican food. I actually use mine to press my masa on my. Maria sent it a voice message. Oh, please, I have to go listen to Maria tell me how to say it. Wait, louder. Tortillera.
Okay, that sounded weird. Tortillera.
Tortillera. Tortillera. There you go, tortillera. Did I get it? I think I got it. I think I got it. Tortillera. We're not crazy around here or anything. We are Rubber Ramada Reviews. I don't know And I don't know about all that. God dang it. I got heel popping up over here saying dirty words. Actually, it was Bish. Little Bish. Anyways, I wonder if this would be like iodine in salt and vitamins in cereal. I don't know, but they're talking about, I think it's folic acid, and they're going to put it in tortillas. And listen to the story. It's quite interesting. Okay, I'm going to play it instead of jabbering, okay? Okay, let's listen to this lady for a minute. I mean, she's only a minute and 55 seconds. Let me see if I can be quiet for that long.
Introducing a new ingredient to tortillas. So that state law effective January 1st requires tortillas sold in the state to contain a dose of folic acid. That's a vitamin nurturing newborns. Jody Hernandez has more.
Nora Garcia says tortillas are an important part of most meals for her and her family. That's why she was happy to learn that the family favorite will soon contain a beneficial new ingredient. Starting January 1st, tortillas sold in California must contain folic acid, a vitamin research shows can reduce birth defects by 70%.
All Latinos eat tortillas, so that is important that tortillas have vitamins. This is our staple for our culture. It's just, I feel like this is who we are.
Ana Camacho owns a tortilla business in Redwood City. She makes and sells thousands of corn tortillas every day. While small businesses like hers will be exempt from the requirement, she says she thinks it's a great idea for mass producers.
If it helps with the birth defects and mainly Latinas, definitely. I feel like that's a big plus for us.
According to the legislation, Latino communities face a much higher risk of severe birth defects in early pregnancy. Adding folic acid to corn masa, a staple item in Latin American cuisine, could lower that risk.
I think it's more important, obviously, than our families, which, having our children be born healthy and strong.
The addition of folic acid in tortillas is going over well with the Garcias. Nora says another reason to eat up.
More tortillas. I'm ready for more tortillas.
42 years.
Okay. Dude, be quiet. Oh, it lost. I gotta remove it. Stop the screen. I gotta re-add it because I messed it up. I messed it up. So yes, so all of us women, well, yeah, men need it too, but us women are going to pass it on to our children that I will never have another child in my life, but I will keep on eating tortillas just in case I get pregnant. Even at 53 years old, I'm going to keep eating tortillas. Noob. What do you mean, noob? Eat up, y'all. So everybody needs to know, if you go to California, you're going to have healthier tortillas. So keep in mind, California is going to have healthier tortillas. Yes, absolutely, Cindy. And I think it's awesome that they're doing that, and probably should do it more, everywhere. I mean, just become a thing, kind of like they were saying, the vitamins in the cereal and stuff, I mean, it's a way. It's more than just pregnancy. I mean, it's an everyday life. So if they did it to all, I mean, even men would get the benefits, women, all of it. I don't know, but we're going to move on because this time, guess what? You're not shipping any? It's okay. I'll pass this out. But guess what? This one is. We have McDonald's tonight again, as usual. Y'all ready for this? All right, let's take McDonald's down. Here we go.
A class action lawsuit filed against McDonald's here in Illinois. The plaintiffs believe the fast food giant is lying about what the popular McRib is made of. The lawsuit claims the name and presentation of the McRib would lead a reasonable consumer to believe it contained rib meat when it actually does not. McDonald's says it uses 100% boneless pork and that it never claimed to use rib meat. The McRib made its world debut in 1982 and has sporadically appeared on McDonald's menu.
Who remembers 1982 McRib? I do. 1982 McRib, because I remember, as a matter of fact, I remember my dad buying one. He didn't eat McDonald's. He would always eat Whataburger. He always ate Whataburger, but he wouldn't eat McDonald's. But when this McRib came out, my dad went and bought a McRib. You were 1 year old. My dad bought a McRib. I don't know what he was thinking, but I remember he took a bite out of it and he gave it to us kids. And we were so excited to get a McRib. It was gross. I ate it because I was happy to get food from my dad that he didn't eat. Not that I was a starved child or anything, but it was something that was his that he was willing to give to us. And that didn't happen very often. So I do remember having my first McRib.
Ever since.
Also right now,
so that's that. Let's see what else we have here. This was Savannah Guthrie's mom. I was going to review that. Hio did that. So we're going to go over here. A lot of y'all followed. You like Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets, 30 items in them. Not really. Look at, I'm sorry. Let me reread that. I thought you said like. It says, look at Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets, 30 items in them, not chicken. Oh my Lord. Ooh. You know what though? I like Chick-fil-A, the breakfast, the little biscuit thing that they have with the little nugget in the biscuit and the biscuit sweet. Ooh, I love those. Those are my favorite. My favorite. Your 44-year-old son loves McRibs. Don't forget to change your chat settings. Don't be stuck on top messages or you'll feel ignored like I have sometimes. Well, we don't want nobody ignored. And yes, if you're in vertical, you can click that link that Hio just dropped and join us in horizontal to chat. And thank you for being here. Yeah, 30 ingredients. No, it's probably got a little bit of chicken in it. You know how that goes. A little bit of chicken. You never had McRibs either. You never ate one either. Oh my gosh. See, now I feel okay. So we're going to pivot a little bit. We're going to get a little bit, this is a little bit of a little heavy. I know a lot of y'all follow Allegedly Speculating. If one of the mods could drop her link in the chat, just so if anybody here or sees the review or replay would like to sub up to Allegedly Speculating. She covered a lot of the Lily and Jack Sullivan. They went missing in their Lansdowne home 9 months ago. This is an interview of Malaya's inner circle. Her friends have decided to speak up and talk about how Malaya has been taking things. So we're going to watch this. I'm going to pause a couple times for fair use, probably just at the points where they do the little breaks here of each thing. So I'm not interrupting so much because I know I can become very interrupting. I talk a lot. So I will let them talk and then I'm going to try not to interrupt.
She's just trying to take it day by day.
So Angeline, you've been friends with Malaya since childhood.
Yep.
And Cheryl, you're a friend, but also very close family as well. Can you walk me through May 2nd when you learned they were missing?
I learned on a Facebook post. Me, my sister, and my friend were fishing, and I just happened to scroll Facebook, and I saw.
You know, I don't even mean to sidetrack y'all, but I have the Citizen app on my phone to alert me when things happen close by. What is wrong? I'm going to read it to y'all because it's quite alarming. I don't know how to. I don't have this on my computer, and I don't know how to get it on my computer. Let me see. Let me just.
The 13-year-old.
I'm going to rewind this.
Himself over to officer.
Right now, it's like that they're claiming that the 13-year-old was among about 20 to 30 people that came over and started assaulting people in that apartment, and that he stabbed her in self-defense. Right now, our homicide investigators are wrapped to the scene. They'll talk to the witnesses, look for surveillance video. Once they get more information, we'll get that out to y'all. Of course, after they do that, they'll kind of...
A 13-year-old stabbed an 11-year-old. What in the world? I don't know how to change this. I don't know how to make it go back to regular. There we go. So, of course, it comes in to my phone. And I can't get it to go back because I don't know how to use this.
We don't know at this point. There was some kind of disturbance earlier today at school involving several teenagers. Spilled over.
Okay, so there was a disturbance at school that spilled over into teenagers at home. A 13-year-old girl was fatally stabbed near the apartment. I won't give you all that information. In Houston, a 10-year-old suspect surrendered to police on the scene. A 10-year-old! A 10-year-old! Stabbed a 13-year-old kid. And this is all from stuff that spilled over from school. They finally got the 10-year-old to come down. They turned himself in. He was being uncooperative at first. What is wrong with kids? I just don't know. I just don't know. Let me give you a little background on Lily and Jack Sullivan. Hang on, let me pull it up because I don't want to give y'all any information that is wrong. Let's see. They are from Nova Scotia. I remember that. Okay. So Lily was 6. Jack was 4 then. He's now 5. He's had a birthday, but they're missing from Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia since May 2nd, 2025. They've had exhaustive search efforts, over 12,000 hours of grid searching, and they remain unknown. Their stepfather was charged in late January 2026, Daniel Martel, but he was charged with sexual assault, and forcible confinement. However, police emphasize these charges involve an adult female victim and are not directly related to the children's disappearance. Abuse allegations. Recently, unsealed court documents revealed the children's mother, Malaya Brooks Murray, had previously accused Martel of physical abuse prior to the children's disappearance. Martel has publicly denied these allegations. Nova Scotia government continues to offer a reward of $150,000 for information leading to the children. Lily is 4 foot, 60 pounds. Jack is 3 foot 6, 40 pounds. Lily has light brown hair, hazel eyes. Jack has dark blonde hair, hazel eyes. So that's just a little, no sound. I have sound. I look down at chat and you say no sound. I got my little sound bar is just bleeping over here with my loud mouth. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Somebody say you can hear me. Give me a thumbs up. Okay. Thank you, Maria. Okay. So that's the story behind that. Now, this is Malaya, the mother's friend circle. And they're going to talk a little bit about Malaya.
The post from the RCMP that Lily and Jack were missing, and we decided we would go over and help look for them. Before we got there, we thought that they would have been found. You know, these situations are usually resolved quickly.
How would you describe the scene that day?
Chaotic. It was very chaotic. It was busy. A lot of people, neighbors, friends, all kinds of different search and rescue. It was very stressful.
And that was your first time there?
Yeah.
Can you walk me through when you learned about their disappearance? Where were you?
I was at work when I learned about it. The notification popped up on my phone. I don't think I looked at it right away because I didn't look too deep into it. But then my coworker at lunchtime, she brought it up and she started reading like the whole thing out loud. And when she said the two names, I was like, hold on, like, wait a minute. And I just grabbed my phone and called Malaya. And I was like, are your kids missing? And she said yes. And she was very upset. Like, you could tell through the phone that she had been crying about it.
Yeah. And you were working. Did you go there that day?
I didn't that day, no.
And Cheryl, I mean, for you, you were there. How was she doing that day?
There was a lot of ups and downs. I think herself, she thought that the kids were going to be found and that it was going to be resolved fairly quickly. And I don't think it really set in until later that night that, you know, something wasn't right.
And so the blanket that was found, were you there when that was found?
I wasn't there when the blanket was found, but I was taken to where the blanket was found. And it was still in the tree at that point when we had walked up.
Can you walk me through that? What was the blanket? What was the deal there?
It was just a piece of Lily's blanket. I guess it was used to cover a hole that was in like the window or door where cold air was coming in. And the piece that was in the blanket was hung over the back railing, and the other piece was thrown out after they were done using it, I think late spring. And then it was found in the tree a couple kilometers up the road.
What did you think about that?
I found it odd, very odd, that it would go from the house to the tree.
I'll ask about the boot print. So, Angeline, you've been fixated on this case and know the details. What do you make of the boot print that matches Lily's foot size and boot print?
It was a clump of them. It wasn't like a trail leading up to like a set of footprints walking up anywheres. It was a clump.
Oh, so it was multiple footprints, not just one? Oh.
Okay. I didn't follow this closely, but I thought I had heard it was just one boot print. I mean, most of y'all followed this more with allegedly speculating than I did. I had to take a little bit of a break there, but I don't know. Maybe I misunderstood. I had assumed, and from that's what you had heard too, that it was one boot print. Well. All righty. That's what was said from day one, was one boot print. Yeah. I knew Abellis would know. Wow. Okay.
What's your impression of that, Cheryl?
Kind of the same as Angeline. When you find a cluster of footprints just in the middle of the road, you're kind of looking around wondering where the other footprints leading up to this cluster is. And there wasn't any.
And so these things, the blanket, the boot print, seem odd to you both.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop this link in the chat. Actually, I'll drop it in the chat. Actually, it's in the description box. But Abellis, I'm going to drop this in the back chat to you because allegedly has a larger platform, and I don't think she's played this. If she has, let me know. She did watch this. Okay. She played this yesterday, this morning. Okay. I wasn't sure.
So in terms of the RCMP investigation, Angeline, we'll start with you. What's your take on where that stands?
It's been slow. I don't know why it's been slow. Like, I don't know if it's because of the lack of evidence they might have, or if it's just because it's like a really peculiar case. I'm sure that's part of it. I'm just wondering that if they were able to step back and look at it from like maybe more of an abduction, like something more criminal, if they would make any more headway than what they have by viewing it as a missing persons case.
Do you believe it's criminal?
I think it's a possibility, and I do think that they should look into it so that it can be ruled completely off the table.
How would you describe the mood that day?
It was different. It was kind of odd, I guess. For the situation, I didn't really know what to expect. It was different.
How was it odd?
A lot of controversy, a lot of family issues, a lot of family dynamics. Like I said, it was my first time over there, never met anybody over there. Just didn't feel very welcoming.
Do you want to speak to why you hadn't been over there?
Kind of lost touch with Malaya after she had moved over there. And I feel bad about not keeping in touch with her, but I didn't know how else to get a hold of her.
What were you surprised about when you got there?
The conditions that the kids were living in.
Deep breath, breathe in, breathe out. This is more, I mean, so these ladies haven't been around Malaya a lot because of what? Where she was living, the situation, her. Yeah. And yeah, Discord's perfect, Ibellis. These are some tell-all friends, and obviously they were concerned. To me, they seem very concerned for Malaya. So I'm very, I don't watch these before. I just read what I do is, just so y'all know, they have this little thing that says ask, and I click that and it gives me a description of the video, kind of gives me the basics, and I go, do I want to go over this? Yes or no. That's how I choose to do a video or not. I do not watch them in advance, so I do not know exactly what they're going to say. So you will find my reactions to be very raw because it's a review channel. I review things, and these are raw live reactions.
Things that we had learned through looking for the kids.
A lot of the speculation has been, why did Malaya and her family leave and not come back?
Mm-hmm.
Anything you'd like to say about why that decision was made?
She had left because we weren't leaving her there.
What concerned you the most?
Just the condition of the house. I mean,
she left because we were not leaving her there. Okay, see, this is when I feel like I didn't follow this properly, maybe, but my understanding when they went missing, everybody was like, "Oh, she just left. She just took everything. She just left. She took her clothes or whatever and just left. She didn't, she disappeared." And now she's saying
left because we weren't leaving her there.
What concerned you the most?
Just the condition of the house. I mean, I know that not everybody has a fancy house, not everybody is rich, but there's things that you can do to improve your living conditions.
Right.
Yeah, because she never grew up that way. Her mom always had a nice clean house, and her grandmother always had a nice clean house too, and that's how she was. That's what she was.
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm very familiar with her too. Like, I'd be going over and she'd be like in the middle of like cleaning or doing some type of like chore for the day.
And so how are you supporting her now through this?
She has been here pretty much every day since the kids went missing. Yeah. We just try to help her and guide her in the right direction and give her the hope that the kids will be found.
Yeah, the support that she needs to like navigate it, either like emotionally or just us being there, like talking about what she could do and like how it might be like a benefit.
Yeah.
How is she doing?
Not great. I've noticed a significant decrease in her weight since the kids have gone missing. She's just trying to take it day by day.
Okay. And so how did the rest of that week go?
It was hard, especially the 6th day when they scaled back the search and gave the briefing that they did. It was hard to hear that, but we never gave up the hope of finding them. And we still don't.
And I understand there was a request for an Amber Alert.
Yes.
Can you tell me about that?
We had asked for an Amber.
You know, they may have, Cindy, and that's kind of the assumption I was kind of getting, was they told her, you know what, you don't live like this, you're better than this, and you know, you need to get the fuck out of this. You know what I'm saying? You know, they may have just, you know, told her, no, you're not staying here, we love you. And you know, I mean, they seem like they're true friends. They really seem like they're true friends. And had they not been at the trailer, they didn't see how she was living. You know, so wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah, I got them all. I seen it popping up in my Discord. Thank you. You're awesome, Abellis. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, and you know, they pressure her to leave because they're like, no, you're not going to live in this trash. You know, you're better than this. We love you and we want what's better for you. So maybe it was the mom and the friends. I mean, it's just, wow.
There was a request for an Amber Alert.
Yes.
Can you tell me about that?
We had asked for an Amber Alert a few hours after the kids had went missing, and we were told that they were working on it. So they had to send it to their supervisor, whoever deals with the Amber Alerts, and it come back saying that it didn't meet the criteria because apparently you have to have like a suspect or reason to believe that they could have been abducted.
This is a problem. This is a problem. This is a problem. Amber Alert should go out as soon as they reported missing. The Amber Alert should be activated if they know it is a legitimate missing child. It doesn't matter if they were abducted, if they were ran away, if it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's a missing child. Okay.
And it come back saying that it didn't meet the criteria because apparently you have to have like a suspect or reason to believe that they could have been abducted. So all we got was a vulnerable missing person alert, and it only went to Pictou County and again.
A vulnerable person alert?
And Truro, I believe. So it didn't even go like Nova Scotia wide, just those 3 areas. So that was pretty disappointing.
So you were told there would be an Amber Alert coming?
Yeah. They said they were like we'd ask them every hour and a lady would tell us that they were working on it. And yeah, and then we never got one. We were disappointed. But it also gave us reason to think that they thought they were in the woods and that they were going to be found and that nobody took them.
And you've both been out there. We met at the volunteer search back in November. What were your impressions going back to the scene then?
I almost felt sick. We were hoping that we would be able to find them, to have some type of closure to the case. But being out there,
that's even
gave
sad.
Us a little more.
That's even sad thinking that they would go for the closure part. That's hard. That is so hard.
Insight of the area where it wasn't as busy that day as it was on May 2nd. So we were able to really look around and get a feel for, you know, what the woods was really like.
And so leaving there, what did you feel?
I mean, basically, that's what they were saying, unless there was somebody tied to it as a suspect, or there is proof that just because they ran away in the woods, they weren't going to do it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Yes, the mom is a Canadian Indigenous person. Her culture are very closed. They had a lot of problems with government, media, and cops for decades. Now they stay quiet. And exactly, and I do believe that's why she's probably not speaking out, and she's staying in her own little bubble of friends, and thank God she has these.
Felt a lot of disappointment, but also a lot of relief. We didn't find them, so it gave us hope that they're still okay.
Did you leave there with the impression they weren't in the woods?
Yes. Yeah.
Did you go through the woods with the lens of 2 little children navigating that, and whether that would be possible?
We did, like the cliffs and the hills and the water, and the amount of times that we had fallen. A number of us fell. There was a few injuries through different teams. Yeah, it's hard to think that they could have navigated any further than a kilometer, really.
And so now that we're more than 8 months into this case, how is everyone doing with this?
It seems like it gets worse every day.
Frustration comes to mind.
I imagine
Especially
so.
when you sit there and you kind of feel like your hands are tied, and how much that you can do. Like, how many times can you go out and search a woods? You feel limited on the types of things that you can do.
What keeps you up at night?
I feel like it's just trying to piece together like what happened. Because if maybe you could figure that out, then like you would know where they might be. But it's just the not knowing.
We don't really have any direction, so we're not sure which way to go. There's a lot of components to this case, and you worry about if you're missing something, or if you know something that's, you know, little that could matter.
What's not adding up for you?
The whole case.
Anything in particular?
The whole case. Anything in particular? Whew.
The different stories we've heard over the last several months, you know, if you don't know what happened, then there shouldn't be any stories. It should be, I don't know. And yeah, that's very frustrating when you have so many different people telling so many different stories. It makes it hard to figure out what really happened.
Let's dive into that. So stories are being shared, lots of speculation online, particularly YouTube shows.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. What's that been like?
The internet can be a great thing, but it also can be a really terrible thing. We have met some really great people through this whole tragedy, and we've also met some really mean, nasty people. There's a lot of speculation, a lot of theories, a lot of blame. Yeah, it's been really hard.
It's definitely toxic is the word to use, and frustrating. It can take away from the main point of the case.
You know, I have so many things I want to stop and say right here. But I'm going to stay out of the trauma. I have so many things I want to say, but I'm going to be quiet. Yes, as a creator, we have to be very careful as to what we say and how we as creators transmit things to you as a viewer.
But at the same time, at the end of the day, I guess you don't know what little thing might come up on there that could actually benefit it.
How has it affected your life?
Probably in the fact that it's can be time consuming.
I've had people post my address online. I've had people sit across the road, take pictures of my house. Just
What? What? Excuse me? Excuse me? This lady had people take pictures of her house, sit across the street and take pictures of her house. Why? Because they think Malaya's there? That is no worse than some of the shit I seen a video that was put out today. I was so disgusted and so angry. Katie Proudfoot, the mother of missing Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, was videoed going in to get her nails done. Leave these people alone. Leave them alone.
a lot of nasty things. In the beginning, a lot of people blamed us for having the kids. A lot of
Rewind that just a second. Need to breathe a minute.
Mine. I've had people sit across the road, take pictures of my house. Just a lot of nasty things. In the beginning, a lot of people blamed us for having the kids. A lot of people don't know the dynamics around the situation and know that we didn't speak to Malaya for almost 2 years prior to the kids going missing. We didn't know where she lived.
For you, Angeline, seeing your best friend going through.
You know what? Some people do things for a reason. Malaya may have thought that's what she wanted at the time. You know, moving, getting away, dropping everybody. Maybe Daniel was possessive over her and didn't let her have friends. I don't know. But they stuck around. They were true friends. I have a friend. She knows who she is. She watches me every once in a while. She doesn't chat or anything. I've been friends with her since junior high school. We talk maybe every 6 months, might even be a year we'll go without talking. But that's a friend. That is somebody who will always be there, you know? So Malaya is so lucky and so blessed to have these two girls as their friend, as her friend. I'm just, she's lucky. She's lucky she has these friends. Exactly how many of us have made the wrong choices as a partner? I have 3 times. 3 times, not gonna lie, 3 times I've made my mistakes. 3 times. I'm finally where I need to be. It took me until my late 40s to figure, oh, look, oh, I forgot, look. Let me pull my shirt up, look. Matco Tools. See there? Some of my little, oh, over here, it's pink ribbon. Forgot about the shirt that I had on. That's my Matco Tools pink ribbon month that I gotten. Anyways, I don't wear this very often. Anyways, squirrels in the chat, y'all. See, this is what happens. I saw my pink ribbon and it totally threw me off. I'm in the middle of a conversation. Anyways, yes, so we make wrong choices. I did it 3 times. It took me a lot of times. I remarried one of them twice. I remarried one of them twice. It was for insurance purposes, but shh, we're not going to go through all that. You know, we do what we have to do at a time of need sometimes. So, yes, I did marry my ex-husband back so I could have insurance. it is what it is. Didn't last very long. Got what I needed, and then we ended up parting. But anyways, and then I went on to another idiot. It is what it is. Wasted 12 years with that one, you know? Oh, anyways, yeah, I totally lost my train of thought there. We all make crappy choices sometimes. And yeah, it's beautiful to have friends like that. I don't talk to her, like I said, maybe every 6 months. She called me. She messed this crazy nut, love her to death. She'll know when I say this, she'll know. She messaged me. She messaged me Sunday and she said, "Hey, Sheila, I need to go buy some tile for the rent house and I need somebody that'll keep me money minded." She said, "And I know you're cheap and you'll keep me in line. Can you go with me sometime between 9 and 1 this week?" Bitch, I sleep till noon every day. My man don't get home till 4 o'clock in the morning. Ain't no way I'm getting up at 9 o'clock in the morning. She done lost her mind. I love you, my BFF from junior high. But, honey, I don't get up that early. I know we only talk every 6 months or so, and we message each other once every 2 or 3. But I don't get up that early. I'm not that kind of friend. I love you, but no. And like I said, she knows I'm cheap. She knows how I am with my finances. So, anyways, squirrel. See what's happened? See, look. Okay, back to this. I'm sorry. That was so rude of me. Totally went off the rails of conversation in the middle of this sad story. But we need this little bit of comic relief sometimes to get through some of this hard stuff. So y'all know that's my style.
Through this, what's that like for you?
Let's back it up just a second.
We didn't speak to Malaya for almost 2 years prior to the kids going missing. We didn't know where she lived.
For you, Angeline, seeing your best friend going through this, what's that like for you?
It's definitely highlighted how seeing how her world has like turned upside down. It's where I look at the social media a lot. It's seeing the lack of like empathy, or like the lack of people wanting to be open-minded and understanding, and like constantly blame her. I find that's what really bothers me the most. But at the end of the day, like, they don't know her. I know her. I'm a stranger to them. Like, how are they going to trust my word? And you have people who turn around and say, well, you think you might know someone. So it feels like a never ending battle.
Sleep well, Maria.
She's not a bad person. She's not a bad mom.
I guess if you know Malaya, you would know that that isn't out of the ordinary for her. That's just who she is. She was always quiet. She was never a confrontational
Love
person.
You too, baby. Get some
She's
sleep.
like very shy. She only like.
And hey, Maria, I think you have school tomorrow night, right? Don't forget, it's tomorrow night.
To talk to certain people. She doesn't like to broadcast herself. She's just, if you know her, then that's just the way she is. And I know that her behavior to a lot of people may seem odd, may seem different, and it may not be what a lot of people would do if their 2 kids were missing. But until you're in that situation, you really don't know how you would act. A lot of the speculation is towards Malaya, that Malaya knows where the kids are, that she had something to do with their disappearance. Some people have even gone as far as to say that she murdered them, or that they're on the reserve being hidden, which is absolutely insane. If people don't think that the RCMP haven't looked into that after 8 months, it's just beyond me.
And how does the intense spotlight internationally for this case contribute to that?
In some aspect, we think it's good because we want to keep them out there. We want people to see them especially if somebody did take them and somebody just happens to see them and then sees that they're online, or if Jack and Lily are watching TV themselves and they see somebody and know that, you know, somebody's looking for them, that we're still looking.
Yeah. What would you like the public to know?
We'd like them to know that we're still looking for Jack and Lily, and just because we're not online broadcasting everything that we do doesn't mean that we're sitting behind the scenes not doing.
And I would love for everybody to take that in consideration for any missing child's parent. Just because you do not see them out there searching, you do not see them doing things in the public eye, does not mean they are not searching for their child. There is things that go on behind the scenes. And squeeze a duck, squeeze a duck.
Doing anything, because we've done our own searches. We've done posters, we've done, you know, a lot of things behind the scenes, but we don't feel the need to have to tell the internet and the public everything that we're doing to keep their name out there. We're not looking for the attention. We're trying to keep the focus on Jack and Lily.
As the 1-year anniversary hovers there, what's the goal going towards that?
To hopefully find them before that. A year is a long time, and it's hard to believe we're almost at that point. It's hard not knowing. It's hard to think that they possibly could be in the woods and that we may have missed them, or that somebody took them and we, you know, they could be anywheres after 8 months, or you know, the possibility of somebody hurting them. It just, all those things you think about constantly.
Do you ever have a day when you think, okay, this must be what happened? Or
All
is it
the time, yeah. And then
does that change?
It does, yeah. You always see something new and you're like, oh, well, maybe this happened. And then you go back to square one and yeah. We're almost at a dead end, basically.
But when it comes down to it, it's just not adding up.
No. It didn't from day one.
Cheryl, what's making you tear up right now?
It's just hard.
You try to hold it together. How much of your day is spent holding it together? I mean, you're there with Malaya constantly.
Yeah. When I'm at work, I'm okay.
You keep working to keep some level of normalcy.
Yeah. You have to.
What has this done to the family?
I feel like it's the only thing they think about.
Yeah.
Is when they'll have some kind of good news from the RCMP.
In an aspect, it's kind of brought everybody closer. And we all have one main focus, and it's to find Lily and Jack and hopefully find answers as to what happened to them.
Okay, we're going to switch over to this tab. This is Lily and Jack Sullivan. I wanted to be sure to put their faces out there with this stream. Okay, palate cleanser. Everybody, yes, I am so glad they did that interview. That was an awesome, awesome interview. I think it spoke mountains, absolute mountains. So yeah, it is a lot of new info. It's to me too, because there was so much that I did not realize. I thought her mom came and took her and just took her away to to the reservation and they're hiding out. And I thought there was only one boot print. I mean, this was a plethora of information. Absolutely. So we're going to palate cleanse for a minute. We're going to watch some Nutty Dogs. Look, it's meat. Bella sent this to me. Bella sent this to me. She was like, look, it's meat. Meat was in there. And you know what? Tolly, actually, this looks a lot more like Tolly than it does meat. Mm-hmm.
The Trader Joe's.
Okay, but I'm hold up. Okay, so let me switch over to this next one that we're gonna do, and we're gonna share this tab instead. Okay, but listen, y'all. I mean, you know, I will play my own video because this was when I first started YouTube. I was just starting out. Let me go find it. Here it is. We're going to share this. Oh, damn it. Come on, work for me.
And just to get.
Nope.
And just to get.
Why did you do it? Wrong one. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. There is, y'all look. I'm telling you, I've not lost my mind. These are my shorts. See, here it is. Here it is.
They left the child unattended in the car while they're there drinking.
Why is it not playing my video?
They left the child unattended.
Christina and Josh.
It will
So
not
the
play
guy
that
should
video.
just be honest, because
why is it not playing that video? I'm going to scream. Y'all, why will it not play the video? Okay, there's a video. A meat stole the cheese off the counter. He was so bad. I was making these hamburgers. I put cheese on one and cheese on the other. I was making 2 hamburgers. I turned around and one of the slices of cheese was gone. And I was like, where did the cheese go? Anyways. Okay. All right. We'll go over here. We're going to go to this crazy lady. This crazy lady, Meat is your hero. Meat is my baby. My baby. My baby is going to get fixed Saturday morning. Spay and neuter your pets, people. Okay. So this crazy lady, she's a Connecticut mom. She's already charged with trying to kill her estranged husband by allegedly poisoning his wine with antifreeze. She's now facing new criminal counts tied to an alleged scheme involving her children. Prosecutors say Kristen Hogan committed perjury and tampering with evidence during a custody and paternity dispute, including allegedly bringing her newborn to a DNA test of her own, bringing her nephew to a DNA test instead of her own child. She's trying to do paternity scam. What is wrong with people? What is wrong with people?
In the case of a Connecticut mom who allegedly tried to kill her estranged husband by poisoning his wine with antifreeze. Kristen Hogan is facing new charges, and this time it's for alleged deceit involving her children. What new court documents unveil about the questions that have gone on for years about who the father is of her children and why those questions are now leading to new charges. We're on the case presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris Stewart. So if you're injured, you can start a state in a home worth more than $1 million.
She looked a little scary.
Part of the story. Part of.
Okay. All right.
A Connecticut mom who lived in a ritzy part of that state in a home worth more than $1 million is accused of going to extreme lengths to kill her husband by poisoning a wine bottle with antifreeze when he wasn't home. But this apparently is just part of the story, allegedly. Now, this is video of Kristen Hogan when she appeared in Connecticut court on attempted murder charges in October. She's currently on house arrest after posting a bond of $100,000. It appears this woman comes from a lot of money, and it also appears that she's had some issues for years related to her 2 children and the question of who their dad is. And that is apparently leading to new charges. Now, before I get into that part of the story, let me remind you how Kristen's story became national news. Kristen Hogan lived in Ridgefield, Connecticut. This is a ritzy town right along the CT New York border. And the house that she was living in, the address that she and her estranged husband lived at, the home was valued at more than $1 million. This is her mugshot. She was arrested in October, and it was the culmination of an investigation that started in August. Well, the investigation into attempted murder charges of her estranged husband. Now, Hogan has been in a bitter custody dispute with her estranged husband. The two of them, they share at least 1 child together. Now, Hogan told police they've been separated since May of this year. She says that it was so bad that her estranged husband actually had her car towed from her possession because it was in his name, and then she had to move in with her parents. The address for her parents is a home that's worth more than $3 million, by the way. But we are learning that the issue.
Why are we worried about how much the houses cost? Oh, okay. I get it because,
Issues with Hogan, they go back years. Now, before we get into that, I want to start with what happened on August 5th. Hogan's estranged husband said that he had family over and someone brought a bottle of wine. They didn't finish the wine that night, so they corked it, they put it away. 2 days later, that estranged husband and Hogan, they were due to be in court because Hogan, the female, she had filed a complaint. Hogan did not show up to that court hearing, though, even though she was the one who filed the complaint to have the hearing.
I think, now this is just my opinion, we're going to see where it goes. I think that she's going to be, with all the trouble she's in, they're going to make sure she doesn't have any assets in her name. I don't think they're going to want assets in her name. And they're talking about the prices of these homes. Just
the man said while he was at the courthouse waiting for Hogan, he gets an alert from his Wi-Fi router at his house that Hogan's phone was allegedly inside. When the alleged victim got home, Hogan wasn't there. So that was August 5th. Let's go 5 days later, August 10th. The estranged husband says he had some of the wine from the dinner party a few days earlier, and when he woke up in the morning, he was vomiting and he had to go to the hospital. Doctors actually thought he was having a stroke at first because he was slurring his words. He could barely stand. That's according to Connecticut State Police. Now, state police tested that wine bottle and it came back positive for traces of a key ingredient in antifreeze. And that allegedly wasn't the only thing in the home that had that alleged poison.
These women out here doing the most with antifreeze, and they ain't put it in cars like it's supposed to be done with. You crazy ass women. You crazy ass women. Quit trying to antifreeze your damn husbands. I'm telling you. You think it's a good theory, Abellis? Cindy says, I agree 100. It was just off the top of my head, and then I thought, nah, I'll just keep it to myself. I said crazy woman. Look what appeared. Look what appeared. A crazy woman. A crazy woman. Mommy's girl, huh? Oh, you heard mommy holler crazy woman, you come running. That's my Lola. Okay, go play. Go. No, you cannot have my duck. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Anyways, yeah, like I said, these crazy women need to quit antifreezing their put the antifreeze in your car. No, you cannot have my duck. You put antifreeze in your car, not in your husband's. Go see what Meat's doing. Go. Okay.
Now, as this part of the story was developing, on September 29th, the man called police to tell them that the child that he shared with Hogan was in the hospital. That child was allegedly showing similar symptoms to what he had dealt with. Hogan allegedly told social workers that her estranged husband...
Wait. My mind didn't absorb that. Whose child? Was it their child? Wait, I didn't think I absorbed that right. I think he said that was their child was in the hospital.
29th, the man called police to tell them that the child that he shared with Hogan was in the hospital. That child was allegedly showing similar symptoms to what he had dealt with. Hogan allegedly told social workers that her estranged husband could be poisoning their child. Now, based on those allegations, the estranged husband was actually removed by hospital security. Police then start talking to Hogan, and she told them that she believed that her...
The estranged what? Just because they're estranged doesn't mean he cannot come in the hospital to see his child. I mean, yeah, when Muffins was in the hospital, she was in a coma when she was 5. Oh, she just turned 6 actually. She was 6 and she was in a coma, and I let her father come in. I didn't want nothing to do with that piece of shit. You know, it had been 5 years since I'd seen him. She was 6 years old. I left him when she was a baby. There was no way I wasn't going to be that way. Y'all doing the most. Stop that shit.
Her estranged husband was poisoning her child. And she also said that she was living with the man full time. And according to the estranged husband, that just wasn't true. But she did have full access to the house. Hogan told police that she didn't go to that court hearing for the complaint that she filed because she says she was with her family in Rhode Island. Now, that was the day that Hogan's phone, remember, was allegedly inside of the house. Then police told her what they found in her search history. And this is where the story gets stunning. Hogan allegedly searched for potassium cyanide, potassium ferricide, citrate cyanide, potassium thiocyanate.
Okay, see, I, being the true crime, the nerdy, the nosy Mrs. Kravitz, gonna peek in through my mini blinds because I need to know. I want to Google these words right now, and I'm holding back. Y'all do not know how hard I'm holding back to not Google these words on my screen. I want to Google these words, but they'll be in my search history. Y'all, help me. Help me. I want to Google these words because I want to know exactly what they are. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm not going to do it. We're going to carry on. We're going to keep watching because do not Google these words. Do not Google these words.
And monoethylene glycol. On top of that, she allegedly searched just how much of those substances, quote, would kill you and where you could buy those substances. She reportedly searched several measurements like kilograms to pounds, and she apparently wasn't done. She also allegedly searched for, quote, penalty for not...
Milligrams to pounds. Milligrams to pounds. That's a big difference. 1 milligram to 1 pound. Rubber, do it. We're here. Man, y'all, I'm telling you, if you pull up my, just for shits and giggles, I'm going to go to my Google Chrome and I'm going to hit the little thing where it tells me. We don't have anything. Not for today. Oh, here on this thing. This is the thing it tells. Oh, geez. See, I've got Jack and Lily Sullivan, Epstein files, Summer Wells, football games, Brandy. Y'all shut up. Don't judge me. Do not, Ramada reviews, do not judge me. Brandy Jackson death fire obituary, 1996. What are good hashtags for Wild Wednesday True Crime Channel? McDonald's lawsuit. Brazoria County Jail. Pittman arm puller, which that was for Lovely Hector because he needed one for work. What's Negan's club's name in Walking Dead? What's Negan's club's name in Walking Dead? Who knows that answer? Who knows that answer? Okay. I know. Did it? The screen started buffering when I said Epstein. It went, we're canceling her. She said that dirty word. I was looking at crazy stuff today. Okay. Okay. Why does Melania Trump have such narrow eyes? Oh, Teresa. Oh, y'all, see? Oh, yeah. Search histories could be a bang, couldn't they?
Appearing for court hearing on your own motion. Now, this was all a day before Hogan did not appear at that hearing that her estranged husband was at. Now, when confronted about her search history, Hogan allegedly said she didn't know what police were talking about, and she only recognized the word cyanide, she says, from the show Psych, which you might remember it ran.
Good night. And by the way, Negan's club was named Lucille in The Walking Dead. And I'll tell you why we questioned this was because we were watching a show on ancient history, and it was a little club and it had nails sticking out of it. And Hector and I were having a conversation, and I said, wait, Negan in Walking Dead had one of those. What was it? And we were talking about it, and I was like, what was that club's name? Because I knew he named it something, and we couldn't remember. So I had to look it up, and the club's name was New Seal. So good night, Ava. We're so glad you joined us. We'll see you again mañana.
On like USA from 2006 to 2014. Now, Hogan then, as the conversation continues, remembered, I put that in quotes, that she did buy monoethylene glycol in July on Amazon because she needed it to clean a carpet at her mom's house. Then police laid out their cards even more.
Cindy,
according to
I'm
court
sorry.
documents, they said, based on the Wi-Fi information, they knew she was inside her estranged husband's house, and they also told her how he was hospitalized with the same chemical that she said she ordered to clean her mom's carpet. So then it appears Hogan allegedly comes clean to an extent. She reportedly told police that she never intended to kill her estranged husband, but, quote, wanted to make him sick as payback for being mentally abusive. Now, I'll show you what her attorneys are saying about that.
Ma'am, that's not how we handle things. That's not how we handle things. Of course, because I didn't give Lola my duck, she went and found the squeaky ball. That's not how we do things because we're mad. Because we think we're being mentally abused by. Ma'am, get a divorce. Walk away. Do like I did. Throw your shit in pillowcases and put them in your car and leave. Find a better life. Why do this stuff? What is wrong with people? See, this is why I'm not a people-y person. I'll stay home and find me a couple friends, and that's it, y'all. Whew.
Part of this case in just a moment. Hogan then allegedly said she didn't measure how much she put into the wine bottle, and when asked if she put the alleged poison anywhere else in the house, she said she did in an iced tea bottle. She says there is no way her child or any other child could have consumed that tea. She claimed her search for how much of the chemical could kill you was after she learned her estranged husband was in the hospital.
Can they not look at... Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, because I was thinking, can they look at the bottle? And my first thought was, can they look at the bottle and see how much was missing to know how much she poured? But if she poured some in this one and some in this one, you know, some in the tea jug and some in the wine jug, then no, she probably doesn't know what she put in what. What y'all got it. Y'all ladies need to behave.
Hospital, not before. Hogan was arrested, and she is facing a charge of attempted murder for allegedly putting antifreeze in her husband's wine bottle. She is also facing a charge of interfering with an officer. Hogan appeared in court in that case with her attorneys.
What did she do to interfere with an officer? I need to know more now. Has this even... This was from December 2025. Okay. Kristen Hogan. Okay. I need to go look. I'm going to hit play on this and we're going to listen, and I'm going to go look her up because I need to know now I want to follow her.
Who said she was posting $100,000 cash to make bond. Again, it appears this woman comes from a good bit of money. She also was allowed to go live in Massachusetts on home confinement with her grandparents. The reason she was going out of state was because there is a Department of Children and Families order that does not allow her to be at her parents' house in Connecticut, the more than $3 million home where she was living. She will be wearing a GPS monitor, and she will also be meeting with a parole officer once a week. Hogan went to a hospital to be evaluated for mental health issues before she headed to Massachusetts after posting bond. Now, in that case, Hogan...
Okay, it says she's to return to Danbury Superior Court on January 27th, 2026, which is past. That's the last thing I see under legal status. It's in Connecticut. Huh. Maybe me and Hio will look into it more and find out, because now I want to know. Now I'm interested.
Is not slated to be in court until next year. But there's a new case this mom is facing. Kristen Hogan turned herself into police in Connecticut on December 11th. And this is her new mugshot. Hogan's new charges are 3 counts of perjury and 1 count of tampering with evidence, and this is why. State police say when they arrested Hogan on attempted murder charges, they discovered that she was allegedly involved in what they called a, quote, deceitful act related to a custody battle involving...
It doesn't say. They do say that he was in the hospital in ICU and required dialysis from this incident. So this was a lot more than just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? If he was required to have dialysis and all that, and he was in ICU, yeah, says it was just to make him sick as payback for alleged mental abuse. Huh. I'm gonna have to look into it more now because I'm like really, really interested.
Her children. We found Connecticut court records that show there have been some major questions involving in what they called a, quote, deceitful act related to a custody battle involving her children. We found Connecticut court records that show there have been some major questions of who the father is of her 2 children. Police say Hogan gave birth to her first child in September 2020. Court records show that Hogan was married to a different man from March 2020 to October 2021. Police say a paternity test showed that that man was not the father of her first child. Her estranged husband, who she allegedly tried to kill with antifreeze in the wine bottle, is the father of that child. Hogan then gave birth to her son the same month that she was divorced from the other man in October 2021. Police say Hogan claimed that she knew who the father was, but she would not say his name. Now, this led to a dispute and DNA testing was requested. Police cite a public investigator that followed Hogan to the DNA appointment in April 2024. The public investigators say they saw Hogan bring a boy to that appointment and then followed her for hours after that. The testing came back and showed that not only was her estranged husband not the father of that child, but that she was not the child's mom. How does that happen?
Did she think that they were only going to test the father? Did she really think? Lola, what are you chewing? What is that? You just dropped it. What was it? Hang on. I don't know what it was, but what are you chewing? Okay, sorry. I thought it was something metal or it's some piece of plastic. I don't know what it is. These dogs, some days I need the biggest break. Yeah, people are exhausting. She's not the sharpest tool in the shed. No, she's not. She's not. But what I don't even know what I was saying. I totally lost my train of thought when I heard Lola chewing something. Let's rewind just a second. Oh, I know what I was saying. Did she not think they were not going to test her DNA too? Did she think she was going to only test the father? I mean, y'all get, hey, Ty. He's not in there. Right? I mean, maternity, paternity. What?
This is what police say. Police claim that Hogan brought her nephew to that appointment, not her son. So that is the alleged deceitful act that we're talking about. And on top of that, police say the surveillance showed that Hogan's mom was with her when she goes to this DNA appointment. But Hogan's mom's attorney denies that her client was aware of her daughter's alleged plan to bring her sister's son to get a DNA test to allegedly throw everyone off the trace. Not only that, state police say they spoke to Hogan's sister.
Her mom and her sister are involved in all this now? I mean, they have... Her mom was with her when she did it, but had no knowledge. But it was her sister's baby? Okay. Yeah, sure, Jan. Sure. Do we think that's really happening here? Do we really, really think that's happening here? I think we need something.
It's like, just stop. I'm trying to help you, and you won't take the lifeline. Just stop. Let it go. We don't give a fuck.
We don't give a fuck. You are crazy, lady. We can't help her, guys. We can't help her.
The mom of the boy that was allegedly brought by Hogan to this DNA test, and she said that she had no idea that her sister would allegedly do this, and she also said she does not believe that her mom would be involved in this alleged plot. Hogan, on these new charges, was held on $50,000 bond, and she is slated to be in court in this case on December 23rd on these new charges. Join us now to talk a little bit more about this case, or should we say cases, because they're separate at this point. Criminal defense attorney Eric Faddis, it's always great to have you on Law and Crime. You know, reading through this, it was shocking because she's already facing really serious charges of attempted murder with what she was accused of doing to the wine bottle. But in this one, it really dives into some of the paternity issues that she's had, custody issues with her estranged husband and an ex-husband. Just what did you make of reading through what police have now charged her with?
Well, gosh, Chris, I think one thing that I've seen in terms of a trend is...
Okay, I'm sorry. I've never heard this. No, 2025. She had her next court meeting was January, because that's what I looked her up. It says her next court is January 27, 2026. This happened. Her new charges were December 2025. Her new charges were December 25. So her new charges were December 2025, and then it says her next court date is it says January 27th, but I know that's already come and gone. Here, that's the name. If you can find any more info on it, let me know. Abellis. Yeah. And I'm sorry, this guy talking just totally threw my mind off. I don't know what I expected his voice to sound like, but it was not the voice that came out of his mouth. And it was like, it just totally sent me on a whole tizzy of I need to stop and regroup my thoughts, because it was like I couldn't hear him, or I could hear him, but I couldn't hear what he was saying. It was one of those, whew. Okay, I'm going to hit play and let him start talking again. I don't even know what he said when he first started talking. It just really...
I've seen in terms of a trend is just how quickly things can escalate when the origin of these disputes is a custody case. That is something, it's so emotionally charged. It drives people to do outrageous things. And those are the allegations here, not only with the attempted murder. But then with these alleged deceptive activities in the family law case as well, the defendant is just digging herself a larger hole, and unfortunately not surprising in this heated custody context.
And looking at this, it seems separate at this point. We have the attempted murder case that is ongoing. She's due in court next year on that one. She's been out on bond. But then this one, she'll be in court on these new charges December 23rd. How likely is it that these will remain separate?
Well, you know, if I'm the prosecutor, I might.
So he's saying, when was this video done? Hang on, let me back out. When was this video done? Because it was done on December 21st. So they're saying, so then her court was December 23rd, 2025. So it was the court on the DNA test. Oh, I need to look into this more. I'm going to let them finish talking. They've got like another 13 minutes. But this is something that I want to look into, and we're going to find out more information, because I'm like, I really want to know more now.
Explore whether it's possible to join these cases. There is really a common thread that runs through them. The familial disputes appear to be a motive for the attempted murder, and that is the context in which these deceptive DNA tactics allegedly occurred. It also involves similar parties. You know, the same defendant, the same family is involved. On the flip side, if I'm defense, I am trying to, as best I can, to keep these separate, because you don't want a jury in an attempted murder case hearing about some sort of alleged underhanded measures taken in the DNA case that appear to go to the defendant's credibility.
What goes into determining whether cases like this get combined?
You know, different jurisdictions have different rules on this. You know, in Colorado, where I practice, one potentially applicable rule is whether it is the same series of criminal transactions that gave rise to an ultimate event. And so here, that's kind of arguable, right? The DNA stuff happened, it preceded the alleged poisoning. And so, you know, will those be combined? If I'm defense, I'm saying, hey, judge, you should not combine these, because it's going to have an unduly prejudicial effect on my client. Even if there is some relationship between the two cases, a jury is going to hear about this DNA stuff and might hold that against the client on the attempted murder charge. And so defense, I think, is going to really try to ensure that these cases remain severed to the extent possible.
So I also think if you were a prosecutor and you're trying to paint this picture of who she is in the attempted murder case, this person that would go to extreme lengths to allegedly try to kill her estranged husband. And I know her defense has said that this was actually a very, I guess, volatile, toxic back and forth with her estranged husband. But now you add in that she's accused of taking her nephew to present as her child for a DNA test. You know, when it comes to what her character might look like in the attempted murder case, that would be really, really bad.
Oh, good thought. That was a good thought. Yes, it's going to make her look bad when it comes to the attempted murder case, because of the DNA thing. That's interesting. Ooh, all righty.
Even if these cases aren't combined, can a prosecutor take, well, she's facing allegations in this other case, and this is what she's accused of doing. Can you take that?
It depends on if the judge is going to let it in.
And then add it into your case on the attempted murder charge.
You know, even if the cases remain separate, there might be some facts in one case that are relevant to the other case. And so here, you know, as a prosecutor, you want to tell the whole story to the jury. You want to kind of start from the beginning and show how this escalated. What were the triggering events that gave rise to the alleged poisoning allegations? And you know, the deception in the family law case is part and parcel of that. So if I'm prosecutor, I'm definitely trying to reference those events. And then also, Chris, if the defendant were to testify in the attempted murder case, I think that opens the door for these deceptive practices beforehand to come in, because it goes against her credibility. Prosecutor is going to say the jury should know about this.
What do you make of the fact that, you know, these deceptive practices that police are accusing her of, related to the DNA test. She's facing these perjury charges for it, tampering with that.
She gonna need some root beer barrels. She gonna need some. Wait, what was it that Sarah liked? What was it that Boone liked? Was it the root beer barrels? Was the Stearns? I mean, they all got their little likes that they, that we've seen in this community with all these crazy ones. Oh gosh.
Evidence. It relates to something that happened in 2024.
Cheese, that's right.
So
Sarah
it's been
loves
more than
cheese.
a year since all of that went down, or roughly a year since that went down. And then she gets arrested in 2025.
Maybe that's what it is. John Pesci, there you go. Because I'm hearing his voice. Cindy, I'm telling you, when I first heard it, it was like, ooh, all I could hear was sound. It was like none of the words were coming out. I was just hearing sound. I was like, wait, I'm not making out the words coming out of his mouth. Let's see. I have more crazy videos, but we're gonna get through this and maybe one more.
And I guess it was
Money
after
Bun.
just reading through what Connecticut State Police wrote that it was like after they started investigating the attempted murder, they found these acts as well happening. What do you make of it kind of being out there, but she hadn't faced charges until now?
Yeah, that part is a bit curious. If the police had solidified information that she is essentially lying to a court through this DNA stuff, why not bring the charges earlier? The fact that they waited, I think, doesn't help the government. I think defense is going to look at this and say, hey, the government is sort of piling things on. They had an opportunity, if they thought that this was actually a crime, to prosecute her for that. They chose not to until national media attention came on this case. And now, lo and behold, they're trying to drop the hammer on her. So you can kind of try to make a fairness argument on the defense side that these charges, if they're valid, should have been brought a long time ago.
When she was arrested on the attempted murder charge, her bond was set at $1 million. It does appear she comes from money, it appears. I mean, just based off the house she lived in, the parents' house that she was at, the attorney she's been able to hire. She posts $100,000 cash. So she's been on house arrest ever since in Massachusetts. Could these new charges impact her bond conditions in the other case? If the prosecutor comes forward and says, hey, not only, is she accused of doing this with the wine bottle, she also at the same time did this with her nephew and her child. And according to the police documents that we read through, doesn't seem like her mom or her sister had any idea that she was doing this. She literally took the child, according to these police documents, to the DNA test without their knowledge.
If I'm the prosecutor, I am filing a motion pronto to try to increase her bond based on this development. And here's why. So in terms of a bond, whether a judge lets a person out on bond, one thing that is front of
Chris, here we Abellis screenshot. Hey, how do they do it on some of them other channels? Hey, I'm gonna stop right here. I'll rewind. I'll let you know when I need you to clip this. Okay, I'll stop. We're staying away from any of that. We're doing true crime. Shut up, Sheila. Okay, so Abellis, clip this. Her name is Kristen Emily Hogan. Date of birth 8/7/1992. She's a female, white, rich, milkman. 30.
mind is whether they can trust the defendant to comply with court orders as the case is going on while they're out on bond. If I'm the prosecutor, I'm arguing, hey, she's shown not only can she not comply with court orders, but she will actively deceive the court to try and better her position. And therefore, she can't be trusted out of custody, and the bond should be increased. I wouldn't be surprised if such a motion was pursued on behalf of the government.
When it comes to family court cases, and so much of this was in civil, you go through court records and there's, different motions that have been filed trying to test the paternity of the kids. It's been going on for years. How often does that transition from civil court into criminal court like what we're seeing?
Alarmingly often. Sadly, there are so many things that happen in these divorce cases that are inflammatory that cross the line into illegal. People, it's high stakes, right? It's their kid on the line. And so they're willing to go to great lengths, sometimes too far lengths, to get what they want in that case. And here, there's allegations that she perjured herself and also essentially deceived the court in terms of the nature of the DNA evidence being provided pursuant to a court order. She knew the judge was going to look at this, and she tried to pull one over on him. That's a huge problem for her.
And I remember after her bond hearing where she was able to post this $100,000 cash, and her attorneys said after that she was going to go get her mental health tested. And you look, and I don't know her mental health situation. I mean, clearly there's been some alleged deception. There's been some issues that have gone on. I mean, to try.
Teresa, they're talking when they show the computer parts. Actually, they're showing the back of a router because they're showing the router because they're talking about when she came in their home, they were able to see it on his Wi-Fi. So that's why they keep showing the computer. I know, I was following along. Okay, they keep showing the wine cork because of the wine thing. They're showing the back of the router stuff because the Wi-Fi. I've been trying to follow this.
Try and kill somebody allegedly by poisoning a wine bottle. That is in and of itself something.
Okay. Kill somebody by poisoning in a wine bottle. Now you see here they have a wine cork, but if you look here in the background, looks like a revolver sitting there. So what are we insinuating with this picture? What are we insinuating with this picture?
That people on the outside would say there's something wrong with someone who would do that.
Oh no, it wasn't. I thought it was See what happens when I take gummies and it's late at night. Okay, that was a wine corker thing, that metal thing that you pull a cork out of a wine bottle. I thought it was a weapon. I thought it was a revolver. Okay, brass knuckle. You thought it was brass knuckles? No, it was one of those cork things that you pull the cork out with. That's what it was. I didn't see it until it was like the last. Here, look, let me back it up a second. Look, it's that thing that you pull the cork out. You go, whoosh, you pull the cork out of the bottle, Look, y'all, see?
Something that people on the outside would say there's something wrong with someone who would do that. And she's accused of it at this point. But what's the bar for there to be a mental health defense in the attempted murder case?
Gosh, it's a super high bar, Chris. It's not something like you see in the movies where people get off on not guilty by reason of insanity regularly. That's just not the reality. The bar is typically that the defendant had a mental disease or defect, which prevented her from appreciating the wrongfulness of her conduct. She couldn't really distinguish between right and wrong due to the effect of this mental disease or defect. That's an extremely high bar. What is that mental disease or defect? Sometimes we talk about schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, that kind of thing. I'm just not aware of any such diagnosis yet made public in a case like this. But to say that she didn't know what she was doing was wrong, that's sort of undercut by the calculated nature of the deception in which she allegedly engaged by giving her nephew's DNA and passing it off as somebody else's.
When it comes to the attempted murder case, and you have not only just the bottle that tested positive for the antifreeze, you have the husband had it in his system, according to police. You have Google searches of the type of chemicals that are involved. She, to an extent,
I think so too,
talked about it a little bit at the
case
hospital as well. It seems like there's a lot of evidence that's against her. She has some, it appears, expensive attorneys that are on her side because she comes from some means. What are those attorneys probably doing right now as they're building their defense against the attempted murder charge?
Sure. So attempted murder, of course, is an extremely serious allegation. From defense perspective, you got to pick it apart. You got to look at the elements of it and say, hey, is there really enough evidence for a specific element? So
Children.
for attempted murder, they've got to prove that she intentionally tried to kill somebody. That was her conscious objective, to try to kill him. And I think some of the reports have indicated that her defense might look like, hey, she freaked out and she made a horrible decision, but she just wanted to harm him. She didn't intend to actually take his life. And there are some reports to that effect. If that's the case, if the defense gets a jury to buy that, that is a significantly lesser charge for which, you know, a handful of years in custody might be rendered as opposed to decades and decades. And so it's really a big difference between attempted murder and something lesser, which I think they're going to try to argue to a jury.
How does that work where if she's charged with attempted murder and then let's just say it is proven because she did make a statement, something along the lines of like, I didn't want to kill him. And if that's really her defense and the jury buys that, is that she's not guilty of attempted murder? Or is it how does it work that suddenly you're charged with something lesser than that? Because she still did, if all of this is true, put antifreeze in a wine bottle.
Sure. So in many jurisdictions, including Colorado where I practice, they have what are called lesser included offense and lesser non-included offenses. Basically what that looks like is if someone is on trial for attempted murder and they can't prove an intent to kill, but they can prove an intent to harm, that could bring it down to a lesser included offense of like assault. Now assault in many jurisdictions, simple assault, is just a misdemeanor. Now would it be assault with the intention to cause bodily injury? These are all nuances that can be parsed out at trial. But just because they can't get her on the hook for the most serious charge doesn't mean she's off the hook for other significant charges that might be lesser offenses.
Now, she was able to post, there's a lot of people accused of attempted murder who do not see the outside of a jail cell until their trial and if they're found guilty or innocent. In her case, she's able to post $100,000. What did you make of that? Because I know.
And that's no cheap bail. That's no cheap bail. Yeah, and I totally agree with you, Case One. Like I said a minute ago, I totally agree with you. She knew what she was doing. Obviously, she had to know.
People will look and say, well, here's someone with money and they get off and are able to go home or not have to live in a jail while this case is going on. There's a lot of people that can't put up $100,000 cash.
It is such a game changer when a defendant is able to bond out of custody to fight from the outside. I mean, hey, look, when I have clients who are in custody, I can't send them an email for urgent information. I can't shoot them a text. I can't have this ongoing flow of communication. On top of that, I have to go and like submit physical documents to them for them to review. Takes them some time. They call me a week later and say, hey, I looked at this. Here's my feedback. Whereas all of that can be done in 20 minutes if the person's out of custody. So it can bring the representation to a snail's pace when the individual is in custody. And a lot of folks just simply do not have the opportunity, the financial resources like this defendant did to be out of custody and fighting it with full force.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens next. Certainly a new development. Makes things a little bit more complicated, just kind of going through the court documents and figuring out the type of punishment, if any, this woman could end up facing. But certainly very interesting story. We'll see what happens next.
Definitely. Let me see. This one is only 10 and a half minutes. So after this one, yeah, I keep going back to Case One's comment. I totally think she knew what she was doing. So this one's 10 minutes. After this, we'll do a palate cleanser of, me and my funny dogs, because that's just my thing. We don't ever get to see funny duck videos, but there's plenty of funny dog videos. So we're switching over to this. This is a woman. She dumped some fish guts on a neighbor's doorstep. So who knows? It looks like it might be wild. And I thought, why the hell not? We're going to do it. We're going to do it.
Ma'am, don't do that.
On June 25th, 2025, officers with the Orlando Police Department responded to a call from a homeowner and a security guard claiming there was a woman throwing fish on her front porch. The caller stated that this was not the first time something like this has occurred.
It already is going straight to shit. This woman is throwing fish guts on this other lady's front porch, and it's not the first time. Okay. So already, it's not the first time that made me go,
And there was already an active case with this woman over the same occurrence.
All right, so this is an ongoing situation. You all already have a case number out on.
I'm sorry, what? The same occurrence? Girl, I'm gonna choke. That I'm telling you, Cindy, damn, y'all be wilding out in Florida. Y'all can't behave down there. I don't know. You think it's some voodoo stuff? It might be. It might be. You know, I've heard of some coconuts out in the street and eggs under your bed and all kinds of weird things. I've heard some stories.
She's taken fish and other byproducts and have thrown it on their porch. Multiple other porches.
Wait, y'all, not me. Wait, he said multiple other porches. So it wasn't just on this one lady's porch. She's done it to other people. Y'all, women, y'all gotta behave. This is just a night of shitty women out here on the streets. I think everything I've reviewed have been crazy ass women. What in the hell?
It turned into a verbal earlier. Her whole thing, I guess she feels like they're not contributing to what.
Is he going house to house? I heard a kid out there. Y'all stop. Is he going house to house and she needs to go get every door?
Multiple other porches. It turned into a verbal earlier. Her whole thing, I guess she feels like they're not contributing to what they're supposed to be getting from OHA and all of that type of stuff. But this has gone on for some time with them. I guess they've been neighbors for about 9 years. 9 years y'all been neighbors with each other?
9 years and they can't get along.
This is one group here, another group that she's done it to as well, and then another group that's over there that she's done it to. You guys have been out here with multiple interactions with it, but I don't think that they're really doing anything with it.
So you're stating she?
Yeah, yes,
sir. And sitting down.
Team signal 20. So.
Okay, and she's.
I'm sorry. These women be wilding out. They're wilding out.
Been throwing byproducts.
Yeah, his fish. I'll show you photos and stuff here. Like dead animals and stuff like that on our porch. It's actually there right now. This is an ongoing thing, is what she's doing.
Okay. Is it still there?
Yes, sir. Right there on that porch right there.
Okay.
This is the homeowner that she was in the verbal with earlier, which led to this complaint.
Alrighty.
And who is that big man sitting on the back of that truck giving information like he's an officer? That was kind of weird. Maybe a security guard in a neighborhood or something. That was kind of weird. That was really weird.
Gonna wait for PJ.
And they gave me a case number. I had to take it to the bin office.
13 unit check.
What do they want us to do? Yeah, so I'm supposed to go talk to him, but this is her place. What do you want to do while we're here? Yeah. Okay, so tell me, what exactly are you wanting to happen today? Like, why are we here?
So I want y'all to do whatever y'all got to do. They came me before. They gave me a card with an ID number on it and told me to take it to the office. I took it to the office, and they said she's been doing it to other people, not only me. Other people around here, this lady complaining, that lady there complaining, and these people down the street are complaining. I'm tired, sir. I'm 67 years old. I work every day.
Yeah. And so you've taken that card and given it.
Wait, wait. I need to hear what the lady is hollering in the background. Something about that same shit. I ain't talking. What is that lady hollering in the background? Y'all, I'm not Karen. I'm that nosy Mrs. Kravitz. Yeah, and I want to know what that signal 20 is, too. He said that lady over there complaining, and then we hear some lady back there start hollering.
Complaining. I'm tired, sir. I'm 67 years old. I work every day.
Yeah. And so you've taken that car.
Said, I ain't nobody something in that same shit. That's all I could understand.
And given it to
the rent offer, and they got reports on her and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, she said something about something and you run your mouth. Oh, she's big mad about something, Cindy.
This ain't the first time. This is about the fourth time she done did my porch like this. And I called it.
I just hear her keep saying, you gonna run your mouth. You gonna run your mouth.
Police before. And I just called them tonight. So
something on y'all's ass. Oh, she big mad. I ain't even listening to the lady talking cop right now. We'll be riding in a minute. I'm listening to the lady hollering in the background.
I'm sorry, but I'm just nervous. And I have been drinking the beer. I ain't gonna tell you.
I don't need no something.
I've been drinking a couple beers. I ain't gonna tell you no lie.
Okay.
I got my own bed is what it sounded like.
And I was in the house. I really come outside and put the trash in the trash can. I heard something going. I said, what the hell is that?
And given it to the
I work every day.
Yeah.
I'm listening to the lady now.
And so you've taken that card and given it to the
rent offer, and they got reports on her and everything.
Yeah.
This ain't the first time. This is about the fourth time she done did my porch like this. And I called the police before, and I just called them tonight. So I'm sorry, but I'm just nervous. And I have been drinking the beer. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I've been drinking a couple beers. I ain't gonna tell you no lie.
Okay.
And
Mama was in her own home drinking a couple beers, chilling out, and she got some crazy ass lunatic over here throwing fish guts on her front porch. Man, y'all just take the old lady to jail. Let this little lady go back in her house and finish. She probably having a good, I don't know. Let's give her Michelob Ultra. That sounds good. I don't know. Well, I'm just guessing. Don't know what they drink. She could be having a near beer or who knows. Let her go in her house. Somebody go clean them fish guts up. Let her go inside. And y'all take that other lady out there screaming to jail.
I was in the house. I really come outside and put the trash in the trash can. I heard something going. I said, what the hell is that? I'm no disrespect to you.
Yeah.
And the police officer, why you throw the stuff on the people's porch like that? She said, she don't like that. She said, oh, she might not like it, but the cats like it.
The cats? The cat? Okay, we're out here feeding. I'm telling y'all, that lady's crazy. Yeah, the smell. Yeah.
I'm sorry. She ain't only did my porch. This lady right there, she done did people over there, people down the street.
Yeah.
I'm so nervous. I'm 67 years old, so I don't go through this. I work every day.
I get it. Well, why are you nervous? What's making you nervous?
Because I don't like stuff like this. I don't like it.
Yeah, but you're right now not in harm. We're here.
Yes.
We're with you.
I was sitting in the house, chilling, drinking, me and my husband, sitting there drinking, beer, looking at TV. And then I go to the trash can, and I heard this boom, boom. What the hell is that? Excuse me, no disrespect to you.
Yeah, go ahead. And then you came outside and what?
I didn't come outside till she went. She had a car parked right here. And I looked out there, all them eggs and stuff all over the porch, fish on the porch.
Eggs too. Okay, I'm with Cindy. I think there's some roots on her. There's some voodoo going on.
She said that's her job. That's what she talking shit to the other police officers over out here last time. And they said, you still don't supposed to do no stuff like this to this lady.
But it ain't my job.
Okay.
You
Still got somebody that
called her an old fucking bitch.
Yeah.
Yes. He seems to, I mean, he seemed to like calm her down a little bit and make sure she was okay or whatever. But I don't know. Yeah, he didn't seem very I don't know. That was a little weird. I'd have been over there with the other ladies saying, "Hey, you need to chill your shit. You know, put you in some cuffs. We'll sit you over at the car, or something like that." So yeah, we'd be online checking each ingredients on the porch, right? We'd be like, what she got there? Man, if they show me a picture, I'm gonna inspect that bitch.
You saw it throwing it at your door? Okay, throwing it at your door. Okay.
This ain't the first time.
It's not the first time. How many times have she done
This
it?
is about the fourth time.
Oh, the fourth
But
time?
this is the second time I've gone.
Okay.
And not only me, her, this lady right
Safe
here.
to say that she's breaching your peace?
Huh?
Safe to say that she's breaching your peace?
She don't want.
She's breaching your peace. She's causing disturbance. She's not letting
Yes.
He's saying, and he's very hard to understand. He's reaching abuse. Is that what he's saying? Or breaching abuse? I think he's saying breaching abuse. Let me put the captions on and see what the captions say. And that's, I mean, I would be disturbed. I would feel harmed. I would feel violated.
Not only me, her.
Breaching your peace.
This lady right
Safe
here.
to say that she's breaching your peace?
Huh?
Breaching your peace. Okay. Yeah, Cindy, breaching your peace. And she didn't understand what he said. Okay. I mean, she is 65, she is an older lady that was at home having a beer. And yes, you are breaching her peace. Absolutely.
Safe to say that she's breaching your peace?
She don't want.
She's breaching your peace. She's causing disturbance. She's not letting
Yes.
you peace? Okay.
Are you willing to?
A statement about that?
Yes. They gave me a card.
Yep, no problem.
And I took it over there because they told me to take it to the restaurant.
This is
Are you good with it? Yeah.
They got a number. He got the number. I get it.
Yeah, no worries. We'll get that in a second.
Let's see if that.
This is my statement. The security, so you can pay for no good. Yo.
We're just gonna have her write a statement, and then we're
gonna
take
go
her.
take the picture statement, and we're gonna go out our way. Okay, I'll get the paper.
Yeah.
I get it.
No.
I guess it's not legal in her spot. I go to jail next,
I don't know if you're going anywhere. I've just been here talking with you.
Yeah, I've been honest. I don't know. Hopefully it get better. Hopefully my Jennifer Hayes. Hopefully my anger gets.
Yeah. Can you stand up?
Okay, I'll put my phone inside.
You don't want to use
You
it
don't
to
wanna-
call people later?
You're gonna want to go to jail.
Okay. Let me get my keys and stuff. Wait. Let me.
We can't let you in the house. Yeah.
Okay.
I can
Yeah,
lock
let
the
me-
door for you if you'd like.
All right.
Let me grab
All
that for you.
No, the phone is. Get off me! Get off me! I'm pregnant. Get off me! Get off me! This my phone.
She's pregnant. She's pregnant. She acts like she's been drinking too. That's part of my problem with this story right here. Is she acts like she's been drinking too. And she's pregnant now. Is she really pregnant, or is she just saying that just
Oh. I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. I'm
Okay.
pregnant.
I get it.
I'm pregnant. You got your knee on my stomach. Bitch, you trying to kill my baby.
I got one.
I got one.
Y'all trying to kill
I
my
got the other
baby.
one.
My baby ain't gay. Y'all trying to kill my
Why
baby.
you trying to scratch me, bro? You want to get a charge?
No, she's
Get off me.
I got that one.
Get off my stomach.
No one's on your stomach.
You got your knee on my stomach. Get your knee off my stomach. What you trying to Rocky Floyd me?
No, get up. We're gonna sit you up, all right?
Get the fuck off me. Get off me.
You walk to the car, please.
Get off me. Get the fuck off me. Y'all, why?
your head down and don't let her fucking do that.
Stop! Come on, let's go. Stop! Come on, stop trying to kill my baby. You're trying to kill your own baby. Yeah. Wait. Please wait, I can't breathe. Give me a second. You're talking, that's me, you're breathing. Give me a second, wait, please. I'm hurting. Wait, I'm hurting. Wait. Y'all think my baby is in. Orlando's trying to kill my baby.
Golf 1 for Alpha 11015.
Where's my phone?
You want to double lock?
I haven't either, Cindy. I'm like biting my tongue over here. I'm I'm backing up a little bit. I'm like,
Wait, I'm hurting. Wait. Y'all think my baby is in. Orlando.
I mean, that one lady looks like she got a grip on her hair. Like she got some hands on them braids. One's up there up under her arm right here, holding her arm up like that. Whew. I love body cams, Trissa. I love body cams. That is my favorite thing to watch is body cams.
Trying to kill my baby.
No, she got her up on her shoulder. I thought she had her by the hair. But she's got her by the shoulder. And I got one holding the cuffs. Wait, I'm hungry. I know, right? What is wrong with this woman?
For Alpha 11015.
Where's my phone?
You want to double lock those?
Is it not on the ground?
I got you.
Is it on the ground?
Yep, we'll get it for you. What are you looking for here?
Ma'am.
All right, screw it. Let her know.
Oh, there she did grab her braids. I thought I'd seen somewhere in this video she grabbed her braids. Right there, she did. She just grabbed her handful. Yeah, they had her arms in her lock, but right there, she just got those braids.
Don't do that. Don't do that. If you bit me, get off my head. Get off my head.
All right, listen.
Wait.
Please don't call her a bitch. She's a nice lady.
Don't call her a bitch. She's a nice lady. But I'm sure you shoving me in a car like that, I'd probably be calling you a bitch too. Well, no, I wouldn't. If you're an officer, I'm respectful. I wouldn't do that. But some weirdos were trying to grab me that I didn't know. Yeah, I would probably call them a bitch. But being that they're officers, no, they shouldn't do that. So let me take back what I said.
Get in.
Turn her around. I'll grab it. Yeah, just pull her through. Here.
You stupid bitch. Bitch. I am a bitch.
Did you hear that, cop? Oh, we gotta rewind. You hear that, cop? Yep, I am a bitch. Oh gosh. Comedy in the chaos, y'all. I missed this. I really did.
Just pull her through. Here.
You stupid bitch. Bitch. I am a bitch.
And the cop backdrop. He's like, don't do that. Just I am a bitch. Right? There you go, Bellas. Clip that. I am a bitch. No, I'm kidding.
That worked out well. Right. Spit on? No. Oh.
He didn't get you?
Right.
No. I'm doing this job.
And the ID. Oh, what?
Jennifer, what's your last name?
Tell me 51 to BRC 1 Bravo Foxtrot. Copy starting.
The woman was then transported to the Orange County Jail where she was booked and charged with battery on law enforcement officer and disorderly conduct. Her charges were originally filed as a felony in circuit court, but the state...
She was charged with battery? Is that what he said?
Orange County Jail where she was booked and charged with battery on law enforcement officer.
Yeah, exactly. Orlando, Orange County. They're in Florida. Well, I don't know. We have an Orange County in Texas too. But no, this is Florida crazy. I guarantee you it's Florida crazy. No, we have a city called Orange, it's not Orange County. Okay, but my question was, she's booked on charge with battery on law enforcement. Are they going to get to any charges on her for putting the fish guts on this lady's porch?
Officer and disorderly conduct. Her charges were originally filed as a felony in circuit court, but the state later decided it should be handled as a misdemeanor instead. Because misdemeanors are handled in county court, the prosecutor asked the clerk to transfer the case administratively. If you enjoy the content we...
Okay, look, my mind's fucking blown away now, guys. My mind's absolutely, I've lost all sanity. And they lowered it down to the county court or municipal court, which made it a misdemeanor. I'm sorry.
Her charges were originally filed as a felony in circuit court, but the state later decided it should be handled as a misdemeanor instead. Because misdemeanors are handled in county court, the prosecutor asked the clerk to transfer the case administratively. If you enjoy the content...
You think so? You think because she was pregnant, case one? Okay, but no, it was disorderly on the police officers. It was disorderly on the police officers. That's why I rewound it when they said it earlier, when they were saying it, because I couldn't believe that there was nothing. What? Because the cops had to pick up the fish gut. Did the cops pick up the fish guts and that made it disorderly on them? I mean, what about the poor 63-year-old or however old she was lady that was upset because every time she'd say hell, she'd apologize to the officer? Where's her validation? I feel cheated. I feel cheated, guys. I really feel cheated. Where's the validation for the lady that all the people that had the fish guts thrown on their porches? Bitches. See, that's not fair. That's not fair. Okay. Palate cleanser. You think the disorderly is for the fish guts? He may have just told us wrong. I think so. I think the disorderly was for the fish guts, not on the officers. Yeah, they must have told us wrong. Okay, we're going to end with my palate cleanser, and then we're going to go because my dogs need my attention. I had to separate them for a little bit because they need my attention. So we're going to end on the beautiful pups because y'all know I love this channel. And I will drop this one down in there too. Well, nope, that's not it. That's not it.
Do you ever wake up in the middle of the night and just check on your human?
Obviously. You got to make sure they're still breathing. Humans sleep like they just got unplugged.
Facts. But you know what I realized? We're not checking the room. We're checking them.
Yeah.
Go on, Dr. Goldie. I'm listening. When they fall asleep, everything about them changes. Their heartbeat slows, their breathing softens, even their scent gets calmer, and our brains notice instantly.
Yeah.
It's like something inside us goes, stay close.
Exactly. It's not fear, it's protection. Pack animals don't let the ones they love sleep alone. In the wild, the leader sleeps last.
In the house, we choose to stay awake for them.
That's why I sleep by the door. Guard duty. No days off. I nudge my...
Meat sleeps by the door. Lola sleeps in the bed with us. She didn't start sleeping in the bed until Tolly left. Case one, I enjoyed you tonight. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you always. But yeah, Lola never slept in the bed with us. Once she had the puppies, she really wasn't allowed up on the bed. And ever since I met with Hio and she took Tolly, Lola's been sleeping in the bed with us at night. So I found that interesting.
Mom's blanket every night just to feel her breathe. And when her chest rises slow, my whole nervous system chills out like, okay, she's safe.
And we don't do that for everyone.
Nope. Only the person we bonded with the deepest, the one who feels like home. So when they wake up and catch us staring, it's not weird. It's love.
Yeah. Quiet love.
The kind where we choose them, even in the dark, even when they're asleep. Especially then.
With that, I'm going to leave y'all. I appreciate every one of y'all for being here. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your night. And until I see y'all tomorrow on these YouTube streets. Peace. Rubber out.
Life's a ride